I have always conducted myself with the highest levels of integrity, and I always will. I did not mislead the Senate.
The Finance Minister today defiant.
I was provided with information in the days before the allegations were first reported, and I did nothing with that information, absolutely nothing.
The controversy? Leaked text messages which suggest Brittany Higgins' boyfriend briefed Gallagher on the allegations, which Bruce Lerman denies, 4 days before the story broke, calling into question this moment from 2021.
I was told by one of your senators 2 weeks before about what you were intending to do with the story in my office 2 weeks before.
No one had any knowledge. How dare you?
It's all about protecting yourself.
Today, Gallagher rejecting the opposition's allegations she misled Parliament.
I was shocked at the assertion made by Senator Reynolds with the clear implication that I was responsible or had some involvement with making that story public. That was not true. It was never true. And I responded to that allegation by saying no one had any knowledge.
It's a bizarre conspiracy theory that suggests that Labor somehow is at the centre of all of this. This is this concocted issue by what is a desperate Liberal opposition.
Today, the political brawl spilling out into both houses of Parliament.
Did you receive a copy of the project interview transcript prior to it going to air?
If so, when and to whom and in what format?
When did the Prime Minister or the Prime Minister's office become aware of allegations concerning sexual assault?
That is the question. When did the Prime Minister's office know? When did the Prime Minister's office?
Questions over how Brittany Higgins' private messages were leaked, yet to be answered.
I fear that the message out of this for women who want and need to come forward is watch out.
Let's go to 10's National Affairs editor, Hugh Remington. Hugh, Katy Gallagher is digging in. She said that she didn't mislead Parliament. How successful was her defence?
Well, I think if you look at her words, she said back there in June of 2021, no one had any knowledge. Today, in her statement, she said, I was provided with information in the days before the allegations were first reported. So just on the bare facts of it, what she said back in June 2021 was flat wrong. Did she mislead Parliament on a strict interpretation? Yes. All of this will now run into the sand, though. It's not an attack that can be sustained for any length of time. She's sought to broaden out the issues as to the fact that she didn't do anything with that information, that she wasn't part of any sort of devious shenanigans with that information, and she will use that as cover for what happens. It is not the central or the important issue at the heart of all of this terrible imbroglio. They're right about that. So I guess this will just fade away.
And this is spread, of course, across the aisle. That's what happens when it becomes political trench warfare. I note that Scott Morrison had to defend himself today and say that he hadn't misled Parliament. What was going on there?
Well, this is after a former staff member for both Scott Morrison and for Linda Reynolds, the Defence Minister, said at the weekend that Scott Morrison misled the Parliament when Scott Morrison said that he had spoken to her. Her name is Fiona Brown. Today, he said that he didn't mislead Parliament because he believed his comments at the time to be true, but that if Fiona Brown has a different recollection, that he would effectively bow to her recollection as perhaps being the more accurate one. That was the nature of the defence. There's no one going to be falling on their swords over misleading Parliament out of all of this. You know, it's messy, it's grubby. It is, as you say, what happens when mud flings in all directions.
I look forward to your follow-up special, Hansard with Hugh, later on Network 10, Hugh. Thank you very much for this. What a story.
No problem.